Many of us have travelled along the large labyrinth of tunnels that lay beneath the streets of London. But lesser known is of the miles of abandoned tunnels that run alongside them, a now disused part of the network. And if you look closely, you can discover hints of their existence through the remains of their station buildings, which can be found all around London, if you know where to look.
And today we've been lucky enough to be granted access to one of those abandoned underground stations here at the Strand, and we're about to go inside.
Down a fairly inconspicuous side street leading off from the Strand can be found the familiar oxblood red tiled facade of a former underground station. Its main entrance was situated here on Surrey Street, with its smaller side entrance being sited on the Strand itself. When it was first constructed, it was the southern terminus of the Great Northern and Strand Railway, although more stops were planned, including extending the line under the Thames to Waterloo. But its many proposed plans were rejected, for one reason or another, resulting in it becoming just an isolated branch line leading from Holborn Station on the Piccadilly line. Although it's more commonly known as Aldwych Station, when it first opened in 1907, it was given the name Strand, but this led to much confusion as there was already a station of the same name, which we now know as Charing Cross. So, in 1915, its new name of Aldwych was given. Once inside the building, the classic Leslie Green architecture continues, and you are met with a time capsule, as if time has stood still. With its original tiling and ticket office still intact, it even retains its Edwardian public toilets, a sight rarely found on the modern underground station today. But perhaps its most stunning feature is its original wooden-clad lifts, of which 4 were planned, only 2 were ever fully constructed, and it was these lifts which eventually led to the station's demise. The platforms below are situated some 140 steps down a spiral stairway and through a small maze of tunnels, where platform A and B can eventually be found. Platform A continued to see trains running right up until its closure in 1994, although the latter, which was only ever used as a shuttle service between itself and Holborn, was fairly quickly deemed unnecessary, and so closed after only 10 years of use. Although this didn't completely mark the end of its use, for during the Blitz it became a convenient place to store numerous precious artefacts from the nearby galleries and museums, including the Elgin marbles, out of harm's way. But this wasn't the only additional use the station platform saw, for like so many, it was closed during the Second World War and took on the role of a deep-level air raid shelter, where it would provide safety for up to 1,500 people a night. The station eventually reopened in 1946, but little more than 10 years later, its passenger numbers were dwindling, and its operations were scaled back to only rush-hour service. But this provided yet another opportunity to make use of the unique location. And during its long hours of closure, it was used by TV and film crews to shoot movies such as The Craze and Superman 4. Its many disused tunnel walls were also put to use, prototyping future London Underground designs, such as the iconic vibrant tiles at Piccadilly Circus. And many remnants of this additional use can be found all around. Aldwych was never really given a chance. Sadly, passenger numbers continued to drop, and the station was making such a massive loss that when its ancient lifts were eventually deemed so unsafe that replacements were needed in 1994, the decision was made to close the station completely, and it became just one of around 40 disused stations on the network. But unlike most of these stations, and despite being prime real estate, Aldwych still sits almost as it was left when it closed its doors, a time capsule in time. Of course, in true Aldwych fashion, that did not mark the end for the station, for it continued to be put to use for police and fire training, numerous movies and film sets, being unique that it can in fact facilitate a real tube train if needed. And of course, being an amazing location for these hidden London tours, run by the Transport Museum.
That was brilliant. Obviously, like we told you in the first beginning, we couldn't record voices or anything in there.
They won't allow any actual filming of them or anything else, but we still wanted to put a little something together for our memories and for your entertainment, hopefully.
That's it.
So I hope that you found that really interesting. This is one of our bucket list explores, so we're happy.
Absolutely. So as from Exploring with Emma Stu, we'll see you again.
Thanks for watching.
If you like this video, please subscribe from the link above.
And if you want to see some more content from us, we also have a Patreon which you can join for just £3 a month. There's loads of videos already on there with new ones every week. So we always appreciate your support, so please take a look.